Grace Morlock, and today I'm going to teach you how to knit a hat on a circle loom. Rules and supplies. One rule to remember is to have the loom bigger than your head. If it is smaller than your head or the size of your head, the hat will be too small. A second rule is to knit the hat longer than you might expect, because if you don't, it will again be too small. Third rule is to have fun. Some supplies you might need are your yarn, your knitting loom, scissors, a knitting pick, and a knitting needle. I do not have a knitting needle, so for this demonstration I will be using a safety pin in its place. Step 1. Start your hat. First step is to choose what size you want your loom. This small size is the size for an infant, someone super small, newborn maybe. Second, choose the color of your yarn. Third, tie the end of your yarn to your anchor peg, which is this peg right here. Once you've done that, wrap your yarn around your pegs, which are these, counterclockwise. When you finish, it should look something like this. Then wrap it around again above where you have already wrapped it around. When you are done, it should look something like this, with 2 loops around each peg. Then you need to take your yarn and wrap it around the anchor peg a couple times, however many times you want, just so that it doesn't come undone. Next, get your knitting pick and put it at the bottom of the knitting groove, which are these little grooves on the outside of the pegs. Tuck it underneath the bottom loop that's around the peg and pull it over the top of the peg. Do that to all of the pegs. After you have done that, unwrap your yarn from the anchor peg. Next, undo the knot that is around the anchor peg from the original time you knotted it around. Put it through the middle of the peg so it is hanging in the middle. Just let it hang there. You're never going to need to tie anything to the anchor peg again. Just wrap this around when the time comes. Next, push down all the yarn so it is on the bottom of the anchor peg, like so. Step 2. Knit your hat to your desired length. Next, you do what you've done before and you wrap your yarn around all of the pegs. Put your knitting pick at the bottom of the peg groove and pull the bottom strand over the top. Do that to all of your pegs and repeat this process until your hat is your desired length. Step 3. Finish your hat. The first step to finishing your hat is to cut your yarn. After you do that, put your knitting needle at the bottom of the peg groove and up underneath your loop of yarn that is left over on it and pull it out. Then you need to do that to every single one of the pegs. Now that you have knitted the needle through all of the loops, the hat should be off of the loom. If it's not, just take it off. Next, hold the hat in one hand and your piece of yarn in the other and pull it tight. After that, tie your yarn in a knot so it doesn't come undone. Lastly, cut off your extra pieces of yarn so you don't have yarn dangling. And there is your hat.
Yeah.
So get knitting. Mom, I'm in the middle of videoing. You just interrupted.
You can cut it.
Like, that's even too much noise.
Okay, I'm going upstairs.
No.